Gaming! Or in this case, Goonerbait. We all know what that is. People throw the term around and just say it to say it. I made a video last year titled Sexualization in Gacha Games, and it did a pretty good job. So I thought, why not have another discussion a year later? And for those returning from the last video, this is episode 2 of Spice Week, a week where I make a lot of spicy videos with pretty hot topics. 3 more videos were released, with the big one releasing on Friday. Anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into it without wasting any time at all. I would describe the act of gooning, but since I'm on YouTube, I better keep it safe. Lack of better terms, gooning is a nickname for cranking it, or jorking it, if you know what I mean. Gacha games cater to degenerates, and most of them like anime girls. So what do gacha companies do to appeal to this audience? They make an entire game with appealing characters. But of course, there is more to gacha games besides the gooning aspect. Gacha games like ZZZ and Lua have incredible combat behind it, or games like Nikke have a solid story. But still, since it is a gacha game, the main thing the company tries to do is sell you the characters. And how do they do this? Well, it's simple. Make the characters attractive. Make those same characters fun, worth to use, or just cool. And boom, there you go. Of course, we all know this already, but we all know that gacha games use these strategies to hook weirdos into pulling these characters. So then, why am I making today's video if we already know this? Because this video is in retaliation against the people who don't know that gacha games work like this. We are in the gacha space. You are currently watching a gacha space video. And because you're watching this gacha space video, more videos from the gacha space will surface onto your recommended. Now, do me a favor. Look at all those videos and the games you see being played. Xenosaga Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Nikke, Love and Deep Space. If you were to look those games up, there's at least a few scenes or moments you can count on your fingers where a character is fan-serviced. In Nikke, you will need a country's population worth of hands to count their Gooner moments. The point here is that every gacha game does this. If not, then most gacha games do this. I said before that the main strategy for selling a gacha game is by making the characters attractive. You want a big example? Look at Snowbreak Containment Zone. The game is okay, the story is mid. But guess what? They started spiking in revenue the moment they introduced near close to sex scenes and Gooner skins. This has saved games, and for games like Nikke, it's pretty much their entire identity. This is a core part of gacha games, and people with their, in hindsight, valid preferences will force their unrealistic expectations on a company and its consumers to change the game, because they're uncomfortable. Remember what I just said. I said that I think this preference is fine to have, and it is. You're allowed to not like Gooner stuff because it's just not your taste. With that being said, why are you playing Nikke during its summer event and complaining about this? At this point, the people complaining about this do it to themselves. It's like being warned that the pan is hot, and you get surprised when your hand gets fried. You are going into the game with multiple implications that it's a Gooner game or a game with Gooner themes. The company, the characters, the animations. If you didn't realize this after seeing those big-ass hints, you've gotta get an IQ test. Gacha games will include Gooner topics. It's fucking destined to happen. Only a very small few deviate from this path, and also, a very few of those small few end up succeeding. Look at AFK Journey. It looks like a normal idle RPG, but there's Gooner themes in there too, although it is a very small amount. Of course, there is a solution to this issue, one that could easily solve everyone's problems. The ones complaining about the game they're playing being a Gooner game should uninstall the game. Now, I know, this is a revolutionary idea. I don't even know how I thought of this, or how nobody else could think of this. Now, jokes aside, it's because nobody cares to think in the gacha space that discussions like this happen. When people see something they don't like, their first instinct is to tweet. But instead of solving the problem for themselves, or if the problem isn't solvable at the current moment, by seeing if there's any solutions, they complain whilst making their experience worse. Nobody is forcing you to play ZZZ. So if Nicole shaking her ass in your face scares you that much, uninstall and play something else, because I promise you, it's there to stay. And it's there to stay forever. Anyways, I think that's about it, so I'll leave you guys with some closing thoughts. As said previously, having that preference of not liking Gooner content is fun, but throwing terms like Gacha Game or Goonerbait around, wishing it was some slur to people who enjoy those games, or trying to put down to people who enjoy those games in general, just shows how sad of a person you are to where you need to intrude on other people's fun. Anyways, that's about it for today's Spice Week video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Gacha Gaming content. We're on the road to reaching 500 subs, so subscribe to make that vision possible. Comment down below any feedback on what you want to see next, and be sure to check out my community tab for polls and updates for upcoming videos, and also my Discord for notifications on when I post or go live. Don't forget to also check out my Twitter. I shitpost, engaged in my favorite creators, and yell at some dumbasses, so check that out as well. And with that, I am signing off for now. Bye bye.